Grow My Cleaning Company teaches owners of cleaning companies just like you how to grow your company, make more money, and finally take charge of your financial future and your life. This podcast is about automating and creating systems that give you time and money freedom so you can grow like crazy without losing control. Since this is totally free, if you're getting tons of value, want to support us and make sure that you get more of the good stuff, subscribe, rate, and review to this podcast today. Now, on to the show.
Hey, Cleaning Nation. This is Lindsay here again, the Client Happiness Manager at Grow My Cleaning Company. And today I have Jackson and Jered back with me today. This is like a follow-up episode. We had them on recently. I think it was episode 651, if my notes are correct. And we did Facebook ads versus Google ads for your cleaning company. And Jered and Jackson here went toe-to-toe. Got a little ugly there at the end. I had to cut them off, but we're back. But today we wanted to focus on something a little different and actually come together, unite, be a united front for Cleaning Nation, because we know a lot of you out there are struggling with hiring right now. The competition for hiring cleaners right now, or just the job market, is a little different than what we've seen in the past. And we hear people, our clients, and you guys can speak to this too, people are saying, hey, like, no one's responding to my job ads, or hey, my hiring funnel is not working, or something's missing. So yeah, I'm going to throw it over to you, Jered, first. And just give your little intro if this is the first time people have heard from you too.
Sure. I'm Jered, and I do Facebook ads for Grow My Cleaning Company. So I also work within the elite group, and I do coaching within the people who are in the elite group to help them get clients. To Lindsay, to answer your question, so you're 100% right in the sense that the market is just difficult right now. And there's a lot of different ways we could put blame on that. We could say, oh man, it's political or whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really solve the problem that you have, which is that you need people to come in and help you clean. And so let's lock in on that aspect of it. So there are jobs available, meaning that if you go to it Indeed, or if you go to Facebook jobs or whatever it may be, you're going to see that there are jobs there. Your job at this point and in this time in our history is to try to stand out above others, because there is, and this is stuff that the job websites are saying, that there are less people applying for jobs than there has been in the past. So now more than ever, it's so important that the people who are there looking for work see your job posting above other people's. So if you go into your job Indeed or whatever it may be, and you look at the headlines and you write something similar to that, you are not doing yourself any favors, because essentially you're just going to be a grain of sand within all the sand on the beach. But your job is to be the seashell, right? You want to be the thing that people can identify from a distance and say, I am looking for a job, but which one that one, that's the one that I want. And so taking a step outside of your typical, hey, this is what it is, this is how much it costs, but adding a little bit of a flair to it could really help stand out.
Okay, so let me just get this straight. Actually, question. Can you give us a concrete example of how you would stand out? If you were helping someone on an elite program craft a good headline for a job opportunity, a job posting, give me a bad example of a headline and give me a better one and maybe a best.
Sure. So I'll go first, and then Jackson, if you can follow it, because Jackson does our next level. I'll just introduce Jackson. Jackson is a bald dude who does our next level. And
he just took his hat off
if you're watching the video. Yeah. And so he's been working with our next level, which are usually people who are a little bit further in the process and at this time are looking for hiring. So he does a lot of the hiring ads, but I'll speak from my end. So a bad example would be, this is what we want. It's a night cleaning here. Because essentially if there's 8 other people who are bidding for the same, that's exactly what they're going to write. And now it becomes, how do I stand out? Now, I'm not saying you want to avoid what the position is, because then you're not targeting at all. So you kind of want to have that happy middle ground that has a personality flair to it, yet also describes what the job is. So a better example would be so this is something we do teach. Core values, kind of understanding what your business is, who your brand is, what you represent as a person, what your company wants to represent to its clients. So let's just say that one of your core values is fun. You want to have your employees have fun. So it's important that in your job description, it shows that you are a fun person who encourages fun. So using adjectives that are more lighthearted, for example, in your job title, are going to show that you are a fun person, that you're a little bit different, and that's going to kind of represent your core values in that. All right, I'll pass the mic over to
pass the figurative mic.
Yeah,
the figurative mic. It's a ball Jackson. Yeah, basically ditto to what Jered said.
Wait, are you guys agreeing on something for once? Okay, just wanted to point that out. Okay, continue.
I'm sure plenty of people who are listening to this or watching this have seen a corporate drag of a job posting, and they're very just analytical and technical and cut and drive. This is exactly what we need. These are the requirements, yada, 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 that kind of thing. The problem is everybody's doing that, regardless if you're a cleaning company, if you're hiring for, I don't know, an insurance company, whatever it may be. So tying back in, those core values are not only going to be important to make yourself stand out, but the people applying to the job itself are more likely to be a good match and a good fit for a hire down the line. So it's kind of like killing two birds with one stone, right? You not only got a job posting that stands out now, but you also have a better pool of applicants coming through to you.
And
Lindsay,
sorry to interrupt. Yeah,
Oh.
go for it.
Just add something really quick. Your headline or whatever it is that you put that is going to be seen in the job website, whether that's Indeed or Monster or Facebook or whatever it may be, it can change. And that's something that you need to know from your side, is that what you put in there is you're not engraving it onto a gravestone. It can be deleted and redone, which means that from your perspective, and this is something that Jackson and I do a lot as digital marketers, is we put something out and we say, let's see what happens. So we put something out, we put some money behind it to sponsor it, because that's what's going to get the most traffic. And then from there, we can say, hey, we had 9,000 people apply for this job, or 0. And then if we know it's a 0, it means we need to change it up until we hopefully get to that 9,000 mark. That is not a correct number. I am literally just making up a number.
I was like 9,000.
Yeah, 9,000. No, just a lot is what I'm referring to. But yeah, and from there you can start to make changes. And so you can run 2 headlines at the same time and have one be one style and one be another style, and kind of say, oh, this one's a little risky, but it's totally worth it if it gets someone to apply. And so take that risk and write something that it may be a little uncomfortable, or you may be feeling, oh, this is too fun or too funny or whatever it may be. But from there, you're going to get the data and you'll really know.
I was going to say, Jered, just to add to that, and kind of a quick question too, because as you were going through this process, in my mind, you answered one question was, well, how do I test it? Do I do 2 at the same time? Which you just answered, yeah, do it at the same time. Question for both of you is, how long do you normally test something like an ad? A week, 2 weeks, 2 days?
Yeah.
I know what I tell my next level. I'm curious as to what Jered tells Elite.
Oh, so I'll give you my answer.
It might be different. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, then we can really arm wrestle.
Yes.
So this is what you actually care about, is people who are applying and people who are a fit, right? So if you just look at your clicks and go, well, this is getting a ton of clicks, but no one's applying, you have a problem, right? And you need to identify where that is. So this headline's working, but now it's your job description that's more of the issue. And if you get people who then applying and they're not showing up, or they're showing up and they're not a good fit, then you can go back to saying, look, there's a miscommunication between what I'm doing. So essentially, you need people to show up to have the true data of if your job description's working. But if no one's clicking, then you're going to be like, okay, obviously this is a headline issue. Let's address our headlines. And that can be within days, right? That you run something for 2 days and you don't see anything, man, switch it up. Go put it on somewhere else is another, go put it on a different platform and try it there. And if you're getting nothing, then it's a headline issue. You start, and then you just move down the funnel from that more or less. But at the end of the day, you need to look someone in the eye and say either A, this worked, or B, it didn't work.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. My good rule of thumb is I say 7 days or $35 if you're putting pay behind it.
That is very
that's my
specific.
rule of thumb. 7 days, $35. We'll give you. It's not going to hurt the wallet to the point where you're like, oh, I've spent thousands of dollars and got no applicants, but you also have good paid data and a lot of information behind it if you're getting applicants or no applicants. Now you might cut it short before that 7 days, but it's most of the time is my 7 days or $35, whichever comes first.
So you have them spend $5 a day.
Yep. Yeah. At least on the Facebook side of things, Indeed could spend $35, a lot faster, a lot quicker. But Facebook, we tell Facebook, hey, spend $5 for 7 days. At the end of that, if it's good and ready, then we do the math and say, hey, if we need this many applicants, this is what we're getting, this is how many are showing up. We have that data, like Jered said, then we can just set it to run for the entire month with a certain amount of money behind it. And by the end of the month, you can be expected to get what you need to get out of it. Indeed's a little different, as in you don't really specify what you want to spend every day on it, but that's why I give it the 7 day or $35, whichever comes first. And then just like Jered said, you make those adjustments based off the results you're seeing.
Nice. That was a very specific answer. I liked it. And I'm kind of surprised you guys are agreeing so much, but I have a few questions later that might solve that issue. But I like this united front. So my next question is, and I don't know if this really falls within the ad thing, the ad part of it, it's part of the funnel, we'll call it the hiring funnel, is, okay, say you have someone apply, they agree to show up to an interview. I feel like right now in these kind of crazy times that it's not enough just to put an ad out and expect people to show up. So on my end, when I work with our clients, I recommend that they just put a little extra added touch in there, whether it's texting the people or sending an extra email or just following up. Do you guys have any ideas about that, or how you can help people actually show up once the ad's up?
Yeah. This was probably the hardest working with people. This was probably the hardest thing, because I come from the generation where you show up for a job interview, even if you know in your mind you're not going to take the job, because one, it's experience and it's just courtesy. You both reserve the time, you're taking time, you show up. So when people were coming to me, yeah, nobody's showing up, I was kind of like, I didn't know what to do, because I couldn't wrap my head around it that people wouldn't show up. But I do agree that it's, at least in this time period, if you're booking an appointment for someone to show up, or you're just telling them to show up and they say, yeah, I'll show up, and then you do nothing in between then and there, I'd be very surprised if they actually show up. If they do actually show up, they're probably the best employee and you should hire them right there. But some follow-up is definitely required. And that personal touch, that goes probably back to your core values that you have as a company, would make sense. If you didn't do any type of follow-up, you didn't do any just saying, hey, looking forward to meeting with you next Tuesday at Starbucks. One, it's not in line with your core values as an employer. And two, it wouldn't increase the likelihood of them showing up. Whereas if you do it, they're more likely to actually engage with you and show up. And even if they don't show up, they'll at least tell you, hey, I had something come up. Can we reschedule or something like that?
Perfect. I like that. Jered, anything to add to that? Any thoughts?
Yeah. So I agree with Jackson 100%. Just to Ditto. No, I do agree. And to add to it, we teach within our program that hiring can be one of the biggest time suckers in your business. By the time you're chasing everyone down, trying to get everyone to show up, showing up to all these interviews, being accommodating to what they have. So we actually teach kind of a principle of, hey, why don't you set an hour a week, or based on your hiring needs, maybe multiple, but a minimum of an hour a week that you schedule when you will hire. So this means that in your job descriptions and once people apply, that they're given a link that they choose. Let's just say it's Wednesdays at 1:00. They will choose either this Wednesday at 1:00, the next Wednesday at 1:00, in 3 weeks and 1:00, whatever it may be. But you that's your time to do hiring. And so you're not chasing these people around, because if you're following up with everyone and trying to interview everyone, him on Monday, him on Tuesday, him on Wednesday, it's a nightmare. So one of the best advice we can give is to say, take it an hour a week, schedule that time, and then run your appointments to that, or run all your reminders to that appointment date. So that, if someone signs up on a Monday, they're getting reminders till that Wednesday. And there's software that allows to do that. We use something called Calendly, and that's just essentially they pick the day, and then it will automatically send them reminder stuff, emails that will have them show up.
Yeah, I would add to that too, and encourage, even if you have like an extra help, like around your office, if you have a VA or a virtual assistant that can, even though you have stuff automated right now in these times, which again is what we teach, just adding in an extra text here and there, if you can spare the time, is super helpful too. And this is kind of not random, but it kind of goes back to the top, the very ad. I just wanted to add, as hiring a lot of people for our company, is I can't stress the core values part of it enough, because it really shines through. Mike, our boss, is like super lenient about what I put in ads. I'm super honest, and I always find someone right away, because, I'm just like, we have fun. We like to make money. We help out. And I'm forgetting a core value. You guys help me. Oh my gosh, Mike's going to murder me. What did I miss?
It is have fun, make money, help out.
Be real.
What is the last one?
Be real.
Be real. There it is.
See, Mike would have murdered all of us. No, I'm just kidding. We're supposed to be able to wake up at like 3 a.m. and like spit that out. No, not really. We're not supposed to. It's just who we are. Like, that's an example of us being real. But anyhow, if you have any fun things that you do as a company, a lot of our clients too, we've seen them like throw pizza parties and stuff like that. I would put that in your ad too. Like any little perks that you do as a company already. Say you guys go out to the bar or happy hour. I mean, bars are opening here in New York City, so that's what's on my mind currently. But that's something you could do. What other creative things have you guys seen in ads? Like just off the top of your head, anything?
Well, Lindsay, I think that's a great idea, because you can see, like I've seen in the news, McDonald's and all this kind of stuff are offering like chicken nuggets at their interviews and stuff like that, just to get kind of people showing. So if anything, that should be comforting for you as the owner of a cleaning business to know you're not alone, and nor is it you that they're not showing up for. It's just that they're getting chicken nuggets at McDonald's. So the idea is, well, this is where competition is during this time. Let's be creative in what we're doing. And so your ideas are great. Meet at a coffee shop, and anyone who shows, get them a coffee. And that just is a great core value on your end. They're going to appreciate it on their end. It's going to be a standout. It's going to make you the seashell in all the sand, and help you be able to keep and retain employees.
All right. So bottom line is be a seashell in the sands. I'm going to just steal that from you.
And buy your applicants chicken nuggets. I mean, I'd go to an interview for chicken nuggets.
I kind of want chicken nuggets now, honestly. Okay. All right, guys. Well, this has been I don't think I've seen you guys ever. Jackson and Jered, I haven't seen you guys agree this much like ever. So we have about 2 minutes left here. And I'm making it a tradition now, whenever I have you guys on with me, is that the last 2 minutes are just for you guys to talk sports ball and trash each other. And I think, Jackson, I'll just let you take it from here.
I'm honestly more upset with Jered because of the 15 Slack messages he sent me this morning about switching things around, moving appointments, moving the time, adding in this form, adding in that. I'm like, okay, I'll get to it. I'm sorry. Patience. I'll get around.
So here's the thing, Jackson. If the Lakers fall out of the playoff, I'm going to have so much more time on my hands to just send you stuff.
I know.
So you better start rooting for the Lakers.
All I got to say is you can't root for a man who leaves his team with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. No matter how great he is, you can't root for a human being that does that. A multi-million-dollar person who cries like a baby, leaves the bench. The only excuse he could have is if he was, had the runs or something like that. Am I allowed to say that on a podcast? That's
well, you are now. This is we're not editing that out because we're being real.
Yeah, we'll be real. But that was I don't even care so much about of course they got destroyed, but if Giannis did that, I would be extremely disappointed in him. If a bench player did that, I'd be extremely disappointed. To have your superstar, come on.
Shots fired. What do you got to say, Jered?
Well, first, there's a lot that we agree on in this sentence, but let me share this with you. LA Lakers. We will trade LeBron in a second if he doesn't win for us. You guys will suck on something that sucks for the longest time ever just because you're loyal people. So the mindset of, if you leave us, we're going to, that's because you guys' mindset is set on essentially losing, where us, we'll kick LeBron out in a second if you don't perform for us. So as a Laker fan right now, how am I feeling? Yeah, I don't want Mr. Glass AD on my team anymore. Get that guy out of here. LeBron, you walking off too? Don't come back. I'm looking for a championship. I'm not looking for LeBron. That's how I feel.
I feel like that relates to hiring somehow, but that's okay.
I mean, I think, Jered, we're at the point, the Bucks, if they don't win this year, they'll probably get rid of Bud, to be honest. And which I don't blame them. I think Bud's are Achilles heel when it comes to playoffs, although he's been a lot better this year. But just coaching.
I just think it's adorable that you're saying if we win a championship this year, as if the Brooklyn Nets don't exist.
It's going to be so hard. They have no
watch
defense.
The Brooklyn Nets, all right? That's all I know.
No,
Giannis is going to score 60 points in the paint every game. I just don't know if that can overcome their 130 average they score. It's exactly I don't even think the Lakers could do that. Overcome that. They're just
I know.
But that's the only saving grace is that the Bucks play even the minute kink in that scoring chain will throw up their whole tempo. They'll put up 110 as opposed to 140, and the Bucks might put up 115.
Yeah, or Giannis will disappear as he does every playoffs.
But I don't think
one of two,
because they've got no rim protection. So
yeah.
Let's see, Lindsay, we can't even fight over that because
you guys are so tame today.
Adult in the last one,
wow,
and I agree that the Bucks are in the hardest spot of any NBA team right now.
Yep.
By the time this podcast comes out, this will be over, I think.
When's this supposed to come out? What's the time? What's the lead time?
Dude, the last one you released the week later. There's no way you're that built up.
Oh, you guys are getting the inside scoop.
If you hear this, what's today? Today's the third?
The second.
6/16 is slated to come out. It is. Recording this.
No, it will not be anywhere near over.
June 2nd. Okay.
I bet the Lakers will still be in it June 16th. Mock me.
Okay, guys. Okay. Your 2 minutes are up. I think we went 3 minutes on that, but that's okay. So this is how we roll at Grow My Cleaning Company. But on a serious note, want to thank you guys for coming back on again. Always have fun recording with you. I know our Cleaning Nation gets value out of what you guys have to offer. And yeah, if you liked what you heard today and you want to hear more, or you want to get our free training, go to growmycleaningcompany.com. And if you want to speak with one of our coaches and you need even more help with a hiring funnel, definitely go to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk and we can help you out. And any
Lindsay,
last words? You have
I got a last word. If you go to that link and you book an appointment, guess what's going to happen? You are going to get a text message from a coach. Not from a machine, from a coach who's going to text you the night before and say, hey, I'm looking over your form. I have some research that I've done. We're going to move forward from here. And then they're going to text you an hour before, because we know the importance of those reminders to get someone to come on the phone and have their life changed. So just as we do it in your own business.
Boom. Best ending ever. All right, guys, take care and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to today's show. If you're fired up, ready to grow, and want to see if you have what it takes to work with us at Grow My Cleaning Company, here's what I want you to do right now. Go to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk. That's growmycleaningcompany.com/talk to book an appointment to speak with me personally. I'm going to jump on the phone with you to get you crystal clear on where you are now, where you want to be, and how to get you there. Don't walk around in the dark any longer. If you are serious about growing your cleaning company, it's time to finally get the systems in place that you need to grow. We've helped hundreds of owners of cleaning companies not only grow their business and their personal freedom, but give back to their community as well. If that's what you're looking for, head over to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk and book a time to talk with me personally. I can't wait to get to know you and your business.